Doomsday Book 1086 called this town Sudtown. Quite why, I've no idea. These days, however, it's better known as Plymouth, nestling between the rivers Plym and Tamar in the county of Devon, England. A few cities boast a more impressive maritime history. In the 10th century, Sir Walter Raleigh's attempt to colonise Virginia started here, and in 1690 the Royal Dockyard was founded. But Plymouth is probably best known for the exploits of this man, Sir Francis Drake, a cool sort of guy. He finished his leisurely game of bowls on this very spot before setting off to run the Spanish Armada ragged in 1588. And little has changed here, apart from the addition of the odd lighthouse or two, that is. The magnificent area of the Hoe is much the same as it always was. But not the mariners. Today's offering of sea craft include the racing boys and girls of OCR. A motley crew, Drake might have called them, but nevertheless equally as dedicated in battle. In this case, winning the 1995 offshore circuit racing title. Well, first action of the weekend, as always, is a fly past. Didn't include that one, incidentally. An opportunity to catch up with a few of the favourites. Starting with C-Class and championship leaders, Sharon Attlee and Jackie Porter. Serving notice to the boys. They've had it all their way too long. C64, Bruce Mortwood, driver, Sharon Attlee's husband, Ian, navigator, lying second behind his wife. A big family feud here. Drake would have liked that one. Ricky Volante, driver, promised Caroline Volante, navigator, a wedding ring if they won the title in 1994. They did, but he hasn't got round to it yet. Too busy racing. B-Class now, up to 1800cc this one. Mike Andrews and Simon Lingard from Cornwall. No points so far in 95. Surely they'll put that right today in the ex-championship winning B19. Robert Hunt and Dave Leach from London lie fourth in B52 with 2 fourths from round 1 and round 2. Second with 13 points, another couple, this time husband and wife, Gary and Angela Archer. She says they don't argue because he always does what he's told. I've heard that one before. A-Class, up to 2 litre this is, 1994 champions, carrying number 1, Ian and Andrew Blacker, Reading. Bad start this year, 2 rounds, nil point. A50, Bob Baker and Kevin Hoare, always top 3, well, up until this year that is. Another crew with nil point so far. Graham Hastings and Jeff Wood, A3, and one of the new space age looking hydrolifts appearing this year. How about 20 of those racing together? Makes you wonder. A5, Bob Reeder and Gary Manchester in the Scandinavian build Argo. Second last time out at All Hallows, and in my book, the quickest crew on the water. A6, Dave Wilcock and Julian Out, another of the 4 top crews in 94. Pointless again in 95. More evidence, though, of how tough it's getting out there. 7 times national champions knocked off the top of the pile by the Blackers last year. A28, new determination this year. Nick Barsh and Peter Anstis, second with 12 points. Leaders then by just 1 point, another of those magnificent and exciting to watch hydrolifts, Andy and Graham Gittings. Remember, Graham fell out the boat here last year. There's a rumour they velcroed him in this time round though. And finally, 97, another Argo, but yet another poor start by a favourite. Things can only get better though, as the song says. And certainly, Chris Auger and Julie Lewis will be hoping just that. Well, that was the fly past. This is a start. 30 boats, and ample proof this is where the real powerboat action is these days. Standard engines, standard hulls, affordable, close, exciting. You could go on and on. But the simple fact is, this is a crowd puller, and it's great entertainment. And as always, the end of the first lap favours the brave. Organ 97 leads Barsh 28, but not for long. Watch out though for number 10 Rendell, number 5 Reeder, and a smart inside move by number 1 Blacker. There. So, Reeder and Blacker keeping Barsh wide on the right-hander. Left-hander, though, coming up. And compliment repaid. But I did say Reeder was the quickest man out there, and that's the proof. B-Class is Hunt and Leach and the AA-sponsored Phantom who lead. Archer's second, though, 2.1 seconds down and under some pressure. And this time, not from the wife alongside. But here, Simon Lingard, navigator in B19, hanging it out on Mark III in front of the home crowd. C-Class now, Mortwood and Attlee though, first through, so Ian Attlee ahead of his wife at this point. Facing another night locked out maybe. Second is 47. And our first look at Nigel and John Burke, representing Wales in the 16-foot Reaver. And here's 49 then, Dixon Scientific, Sharon Attlee. So championship leader with a little bit to do already, and clearly with a problem. End of lap 2 now, and Blacker up 4 places to first. Well, he's been tight to the marks all the way round that lap, and that's what's paying off here. Needs the points desperately, that always helps. Oh, there's Reader through in second and Barsh third, but it's Blacker who's going to get to the mark first. You've got to say on this twisty circuit, and in this sort of mood, he's going to be difficult to pass in the next 13 laps. There's the battle for fourth. Sterling Wilcock and the appropriately named Derek Basham all together. B-class still 52, but with a dwindling advantage now over 77. C and still 64, Bruce Mortwood and Ian Attlee call the tune. And on song for a second win of the Tour. Just 4 seconds ahead of Ricky Studley and Caroline Vallanti, now on a roll here. I wonder what he's promised her this time. One thing's for sure though, in OCR they're always close, they're always exciting, and for most of the time, simply inseparable. Back to the action with 3 laps to go. Blacker still looking good for 9 invaluable points here to begin the defence of his title. He certainly has no intention of letting anyone pass him, that's for sure, including this man, Nick Barsh, Samsung Cameras. Blacker pinched his title last year. Now it's a question of catch me if you can yet again. But can Barsh do it? You have to wonder. Baker's third. This is the battle for fourth. Auger versus Wilcock. Great scrap. Further back, Studley and Vallanti still chasing Mortwood and Attlee in C. Husband and wife, the Archers, up 1 from second to first. Oh, nagging does work after all. Chased hard though now by the local lads, Andrews and Lingard. There too, up 1 place to second. That means Hunter Leach has gone. Still no fireworks in C. Processional stuff. Mortwood and Attlee 64, making sure of that. The Norwegian Tintorera looking good for a maximum here. Oh, and that's a minimum. No Plymouth luck coming the way of Mark Greenaway and Cathy House, that is, in the Argo 20. Oh, and no luck here either. That's a crew member out of 70. After that battle with 6 we saw. This is the result. I think that's Derek Basham, actually. Yeah, he was the driver. He went for the bath. And they're queuing up to pass now. A3, Graham Hastings and Jeff Wood look back. They've been there before. So Basham gets underway once again, a little damp no doubt, but bags of gritty determination and loud applause there for the Devonian. This is Martin Rendell and his brother under pressure. A5, Bob Reader still third in 2 litre but under attack, looking over his shoulder there. Oh, and that's why Baker and Hoare and another of the Dixon Scientific boats closing in for the kill in the 20-foot Phantom. And here comes Basham, number 70. Now, will he stay in the boat this time? Yes is the answer to that, and yeah, more applause. Second place in C, plays first place in B. Still no way past for 77, but they don't care.